Hi, Mike from RunPhys.com. Thank you for watching today's video covering one of my favorite running form drills. Now today we're going to be covering a drill that is part of a series of running form drills that I call the zombie drills, and I think you'll understand why in just a moment here. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you again for watching today's video. Please check out RunPhys.com on the social media channels, and please subscribe to the blog if you have not already. So when it comes to running form, there's a bunch of different ways to work on your form, even to consider whether or not you have good form. But one of the things I think it's important as far as assessing whether your form is effective and efficient or not is to look at your upper body. Now obviously we don't want to overstride, we don't want to have excessive movement in our hips and wobbly knees. There's a bunch of things we don't want to do with our lower body, and we'll cover those in other videos. But for our purposes today, I just want you to think about how your upper body counterbalances your lower body. And so if we're thinking about how do we know if our form is good or not, what does our upper body tell us about that? I did another video about that, and I encourage you to check that out as well. But what does our upper body tell us about how efficiently our lower half is working? Because ultimately that's what's important. And if our upper body is doing some wrong movements, then there's ways to correct that. And these form drills will actually then use our upper body to create different leverages to help our lower half run more efficiently. So hopefully that makes sense so far. Again, I think it'll make more sense as we get into it. So today we're going to talk about a drill called the overhead zombie. And that drill is very, very simple. All it is when you run as part of your warm-up or sprinkled into your longer runs or tempos, whatever it is, you just simply raise your hands straight up in the air. As simple as it sounds, let's go ahead and watch that drill in action. The purpose of that drill is to teach your body how to load and push off as quickly and efficiently as possible. So if you think about every time your foot hits the ground, your whole body weight has to be able to load onto that single leg and push off again. And if you watch someone who maybe doesn't look like they're running very efficiently, what you often see is a lot of excessive loading of the upper body. And what that does is it puts more stress on glutes, hamstrings, really everywhere through our core, our legs, and it's just a very inefficient way to run. So how do we change that? Well, by putting my arms way up overhead, what I'm doing is I'm changing the lever arm of the upper half of my body. Now stick with me here, this is going to be a Physics 101 kind of a lesson. But a longer lever arm means I've got to work harder. So if I get my body, my lower half, my core, my hips, more acclimated to a longer lever arm of my upper body, then that means my core muscles, my hips, and my calves, feet, everything has to dial in more quickly to keep my face from hitting the ground, because we don't want that. And so practicing that move by just simply slipping your hands way up in the air for 10 seconds, 20 seconds as part of a warm-up or sprinkled into your regular runs will help not only keep your core working more efficiently and your hips, but it'll also help keep your upper body just more open and upright and keep us out of these bad habits that as runners we can be very prone to. So try that drill out. Again, use it as part of your warm-up as you're setting out for your run. Just throw those hands straight up in the air for 10 seconds. If anybody asks you what in the world you're doing, tell them that you saw some guy on YouTube touting this and you're just trying it out. But hopefully you'll find it helpful, and then you can tell your running buddies how much fun it actually is and how you don't mind looking silly while you're doing that drill. But again, I think it'll help promote better habits as you run, help you run much more efficiently. So do it as you warm up, sprinkle it into your long runs every few miles, every few minutes, and just let that help you calibrate your running body so you can run more efficiently from here on out. Thanks again for watching. Let me know how that goes for you, and run fast, friends. Well, hey, not sure if you've heard already, but I came out with my first book called Runner's Fix in the fall of 2018. And I wrote this book to help you become a better runner. So often we have issues, minor injuries, aches and pains that could be prevented if we were proactive about it. And this book helps give you the tools that you need in order to be proactive, to keep yourself from getting injured, and to work on areas that have been areas of weakness for you. Could be your glutes, could be tight hamstrings, could be calf and Achilles or plantar fascia issues. All that's covered in my book, Runner's Fix. And again, it's a guide to help you run injury-free and run with greater efficiency so you can crush your goals. Check it out on Amazon or reach out to me directly if you want an autographed copy.